This was a great weekend at the store. These peaches on sale, meat on sale for pot roasts. Canned up pot roast. Can't beat it. Got 4 roasts. We're going to can this up. And we found green beans. Amazing. Grandma is going to get to chopping, and we're going to get green beans back on the shelves. My kids can sit and eat cans of green beans. So because the meat pressure cooks for 90 minutes in the pressure cooker, we're going to get that going first. So we're just going to cube these up. Yes, my knife does need to be sharpened. I'm going to get to it. It's on my to-do list. But we're going to cube up this meat. We're going to stick it in these quart-sized jars. We're going to get it on the canner and move on to peaches. Grandma is in the room behind me, sitting at the kitchen table, cutting up green beans. Who doesn't like to just take a jar of meat, a jar of stock, beef stock, and a jar of corn, a jar of carrots, and just heat it up and call that dinner? This is why we can. It makes it so easy just to throw together meals instead of cooking all day. This meat is going to come out so tender, like it was just sitting in the crock pot for 12 hours. Instead, it's going to take me maybe 10 minutes to throw dinner together. So they're about the size of my hand. You can kind of see they're kind of big. You don't want to cut them too small because then they'll break down and become mush. So you kind of want bigger chunks. You can cut it and break it and mush it in your pot as you're cooking it. But we're just doing the raw pack method here. This is all raw meat. There is no salt or onions in this one. You can add salt and you can add onions to it to add some flavor. But on these cans today, I did not. Nathan is behind me at the kitchen sink. He is washing his little figurine because he brought it outside and played with it in the mud. So then, now he wants to play with it inside. And I told him he had to wash it first. So he's like, okay. So he's back there washing it. But this was a great find. All this meat, we're going to fill up these jars and get them on the shelf. Shelf-stabled meat is amazing. So you just kind of put it in, mush it in. You want to keep it underneath that rim. I did not have any quart size wide mouths today, so they're all just standard. I'm going to wipe them with my vinegar to make sure I don't have any fat or meat particles on here, because I'd like them all to seal. I don't want to go through all this time and just have it wasted. I'm going to put on my lids, and then I will put on my rings, finger tight, not too tight. Don't bring out He-Man and She-Ra. And you could leave the fat on there. If it's a lot of fat, go ahead and cut it off, but fat is flavor. And it will just put a little fat cap on there. But everything will come out good. There's 5 jars in the canner. As the canner's going behind me, I'm going to start peaches. I totally thought I hit go or the play button. Apparently I did not, so you get all the jars already filled. Yay! Speed it ahead. But you just take a potato peeler and I just peel these off. There's also a technique where you can draw like an X on it with a knife and put it in water, and it will, in hot water, boiling water, and blanch it, and the skin will like peel right off. But I will just take the potato peeler and peel it. These skins are not going to go to waste. We will make a simple syrup out of it that the kids will eat with their pancakes for the next few days. The pits off to the side, the chickens will enjoy them. So nothing goes to waste. This is also just simple and easy. The only thing that is in this jar is peaches and water. That's it. Peaches and water. Then you can open a can of peaches. The kids can eat the peaches. You can even eat the peaches. But what I like to do is take the peach juice and put it in my tea in the summertime and make peach tea. And the kids eat the peaches. That is the best. Just sit out on the deck, watch the chickens, and drink peach tea. Oh, it sounds so lovely. So exciting. And here is Grandma working away on all these green beans. She has them all done. Almost done. She was working through them. And again, this is just green beans and water. Nothing else added except for a half a teaspoon of salt for your pints and 1 teaspoon for your quarts. Other than that, I'm going to pressure can these because they are quarts for 25 minutes. As soon as that meat comes out and comes down to pressure, in goes those green beans. And I am working on these peaches. Just peaches and water. And I could do this while my pressure canner is going for 30 minutes with these quarts in my water bath canner. How simple is that? I can have 2 canners going at the same time. I'm getting 3 different things canned in one day. Is it busy? Does it take time? Yes. Is it worth it for my family? Yes. To have less preservatives, have it right from basically the ground to you? Yes. I forgot to wipe them, so I took them all off, and now I'm wiping them. Sometimes that happens when you have kids come up to you and ask you questions, and grandmas who come up and ask questions, and dogs that have to go potty at random times. But that's what happens in a busy house. As long as you remember, that's all that counts and all that matters. But now I'm going to put the lids back on and the rings back on. Remember, finger tight. Do not bring out He-Man or She-Ra. Oh, look, Daddy came home. These will go in my water bath canner for 30 minutes. And I will have peaches on my shelf. That is just peaches and water. No sugar, no dyes, no artificial flavoring. Again, This is so worth it. It takes time, takes patience, takes some research so you can do it correctly. But in the end, it is all worth it for the safety and well-being of your family. And sometimes I have to wait for the water filter to catch back up. But let's wipe these and get my lids and rings on and get these going in my water bath canner. And we will get those skins going. We're just going to add some water to all those skins. And we're going to add some cinnamon, clove, and allspice. We're going to mix it up. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla to it. And I am just going to let it simmer and simmer until it kind of cooks down, until it's kind of syrupy. I'm almost there with the water. I just have half of this jar to finish filling. There we go. Finally. Sometimes it takes a minute. You can't make everything just happen with the snap of your fingers like you can in movies. As you see, there is my syrup. This is my second batch of peaches sitting over here. Again, I'm waiting on my water to finish filtering so I can finish filling the jars of water. But that is the syrup. I'm just going to put this on the stove and cook it down, and it will be syrupy. As I go back and forth to my cabinet, I was not prepared for this moment. And I have my more water. Yay! I'm going to start filling my jars up again. And I have my second batch of peach skin back there on the counter. These ones I am going to share with the bunnies. The bunnies will love them. Plus, it's a nice treat. I like to give them things from the garden when we have lettuce and celery. We'll also give them dandelions and some other weeds and grass and clovers. I tell the kids to go pick some weeds, and we go for a walk and pick some weeds and bring them home for the bunnies. People look at us funny when we're putting weeds in a wagon. But here it all is at the end of the day. Meat, fruit, and veggies. All nicely canned, waiting to be sealed and go on my shelf in the morning. You can do that too.